In today's ultra-consumerist, hyper-materialist culture, the idea of downsizing and decluttering can actually be really scary, but what lies on the other side of that journey is absolutely worth it. And this next inspiring couple and the spectacular tiny home that they've built is absolute proof of that. Hi Tiff, how are you?
Hi Bryce, good to meet you.
Great to meet you. G'day Tony, how you doing, mate?
How are you, mate?
Very well, and it is just such a pleasure to be here. This is a magical spot that you've got here.
We're very blessed.
Yeah.
It's quite a large section for being this close to town as well.
Yeah, it's about 9 acres, but my parents bought it 37 years ago and it wasn't close to town then. The town has encroached on it gradually. Yeah. But it's nice to have a haven.
It really is. And it's just so pretty as well. You've got these beautiful big established trees, and having the tiny house parked right next to that creek is an absolute dream, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing.
And just all of the birdsong as well. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. It's a really nice break to come across the creek till you sort of leave the rest of the world behind and come across the bridge and you're at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so tell me about your journey of coming back to the land and how it is that you came to build a tiny house here.
That's my journey more so, I suppose. He just tagged along. I moved here with my parents when they bought the place, and then I went off and had a life. And my father died about 4.5 years ago, and Mum wanted to stay, but it was getting hard for her to manage the land itself. And I had said, you know, I'll probably just sell up, and I was looking at getting a tiny house just for myself. Then Tony and I got together and I said, there's this problem. I had made a promise to my mother that I would journey with her through the rest of her life. And I'm an only child, so I don't have any siblings to help take up the slack.
Yeah.
So I feel quite responsible in that space as well. And he was like, no, that's fine, let's do it. And now he's our maintenance man, and I think my mum likes him more than me now because he's much more handy. He gets stuff done. So.
Don't talk as much, but right?
No, you don't.
Well, from being here, I can see it's certainly not that much of a hardship for you.
It's not a hardship. No, it's not. I'm not hard done by it.
And you both sold up quite large conventional homes to do this, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just really a downsizing exercise. We actually moved into the city for a year and experienced what it was like to live in an 85 square metre unit in town, which was an amazing adventure, but not really where we wanted to land. City living's nice, but you don't have a bridge to come across to get home.
Yeah, the peacefulness.
I think for me, that's the moat and the line in the sand. You come across the bridge and you can leave the rest of the world behind.
It was a really busy year when we lived, because we lived for exactly a year in the city, so we had a year to build this. So every weekend we were out here building and trying to get it done. And we both work long days. Like, it's not unusual for Tony to work a 14 or 16-hour day. So
wow.
we were pushing it, and we were amazed actually to get it done, because we also built my office, which was at the front of the property, in that same space of time.
And so what do you do to be working those kind of hours?
Not every day is like that, but some days are definitely like that. So we run some social businesses, so not-for-profit businesses, so creating employment opportunities for people that are marginalised from mainstream employment.
Fantastic.
We use electronic waste as the medium, or containers for change as the medium, to create, paid employment opportunities for people that otherwise don't get a chance in life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Must be very rewarding work, though.
It is amazingly rewarding work. Yeah.
Yeah. And then tell me about the workspace that you've created here on the land.
Well, that's my office, because I work in the social enterprise business 2 days a week, but the other 3 days I'm a psychotherapist. So that's my private practice space.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Brilliant to have been able to incorporate your working life here onto this beautiful property as well.
It's a really nice walk to work.
Yeah.
The only traffic is usually ducks.
Oh, heaven.
Yeah.
And the house here, this is something that you said you spent weekends building. Had you had any experience doing anything like this in the past?
I built a couple of extensions and built the previous big home that I had. I like working with metal probably better than wood because you can grind it and weld it and repair it. Where wood, you only get one chance of making a mistake. So
Interesting. See, normally people say the opposite.
yeah, no, metal's the go.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any experience building anything, but I think I turned out to be a pretty okay trade assistant. So
Yeah.
Nice.
learned how to
A
do
much
so.
higher attention to detail than somebody I know now. So
Yeah, it was like
that's almost level, but it's not quite level. How about we fix
level
that
that
up?
up a bit. Come on.
Glad you kept him on track.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah. And you have done such a remarkable job. This house is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, we're very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What size is it?
So the main house is 3 metres by 10 metres by about 4.1 to the top of the roof. And then the deck is 10 metres by 2.5.
Great. Having this deck extension is just so nice as well, especially being in this location. Being out here and able just to soak up all of those views and all of that nature is wonderful, isn't it?
It is good, and it's also insect proof, which is good. We live in a high insect area. The mosquitoes and the bugs are fairly intense when they want to be.
Yeah.
We can just lock them out.
Having it closed in makes it livable. I think if it was open, it would look amazing. And it did look amazing before the screens went on, but it just wouldn't be as livable.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And especially here in Queensland as well. Like, I'm glad that the big ones at least are kept out, because when they get big, they're like helicopters here, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They
Blood-sucking machines.
Yes. And it
Absolutely.
doesn't, the rain still comes in, if it's really rainy or stormy, it will come in about halfway onto the deck. So we've made that rug is an indoor-outdoor rug, and everything's coated, and the flooring's waterproof flooring, so it really doesn't bother us. If we
Yeah.
have to hunker down inside, that's okay.
Yeah.
It works.
What's hiding behind that curtain there?
That is our washing machine and a little bar fridge for cheese, mainly, for the cheese maker here.
Nice.
And just extra storage that we made. We didn't want to put a washing machine in the bathroom because we had the deck happening. It worked out really well to put it there. So, yeah.
And it's really clean today. There's no junk on it.
Does that mean we're not going to get to try any cheese?
Oh, no, we'll try
I know,
cheese.
you can try cheese.
Yeah, we'll have cheese.
And I see you've got a hot tub out there, or at least the start of one.
Yeah. You know, Marketplace is an amazing thing. It's an old cheese vat from a dairy up on the north coast. And I think it sort of fits in with our recycling vent on life. It actually had the tubs and the bar on it. I've just spent a few hours knocking the bar out of the middle of it.
Right.
And next thing is we'll put a copper coil over the fire to heat it up.
Yeah, that'll be stunning when it's done.
Yeah.
I might come back and visit again once you're finished.
You're welcome.
Nice. And I love the way that you've used these containers as gardens too. That looks so good.
So they're tunnel boring tubes for tunnel boring under a road. Well, they get stuck and they cut them off. So they want them in long lengths. So I just bought a batch of odd sizes, and that's a little herb garden.
Love it.
Yeah.
What a great design. And the position of this house just works so well as well, because obviously big part of you being here is to support your mother. And so just being that arm's reach away must be so nice and just give both of you so much peace of mind.
Yeah, I think it's really nice for Mum. I can't imagine being left on your own on a big property. But I never wanted to live in her pocket, and she's very private and didn't want me living anywhere too close or in her house. So
Right.
this works perfectly.
And you've built your mother an art studio here, haven't you?
Yes, she's a mad crafter.
Nice.
And her little office was stuffed. It was just exploding with her art supplies. And she had been constantly saying, I wish I had a bigger space. And she loves it. She spends, I'd say, 80% of her time in there. Like, if you want to find her, you got to look in the art room. So she calls it her studio. So
Don't call it art room.
no, don't call it an art room. Definitely.
There's more goes on there than just art room stuff. It's a studio.
Gotcha. Yeah, very important work.
Very
Yes.
important.
Yeah, gotcha. And so even though you have access to mains power here, you've chosen to be off the grid in this tiny house.
Yeah, I think it's one of our missions, I suppose, just to maybe look at life in a different way and not standard living. So I suppose the tiny house feeds into that conversation as well. As part of the business that we run, we do a lot of stuff around recycling of electronic waste, and in particularly recycled lithium-ion laptop batteries and car batteries. So all the lights in the house are run from recycled lithium-ion car batteries.
Wonderful.
And recycled solar panels and the battery management system that we build in-house. And that runs all the 12 volts. And we try to run as much as we can in the house on 12 volt. But the main power, the 240 volt power, was generated by 16 solar panels through to a 12.5 kilowatt battery pack. And it's got 2.5 kilowatt air conditioners in the house.
Wow.
And those air conditioners run 24/7. The only thing that we do rely on is gas for cooking and for hot water.
Yeah, reutilising those lithium-ion car batteries makes so much sense. You have a tremendous amount of power which is utilised in EVs, and once an electric car battery has reached the point that it's no longer servicing its purpose as a vehicle, there's still more than enough capacity in it to easily run a house.
100%, and those batteries will last for 25 or 30 years.
And I think part of it, we sort of reduced so much, so many belongings, and we wanted to live in a small footprint and have as little impact in the world as we possibly could.
Well, already I can see that you have created the most magical place here, and I am so excited to see the inside of your tiny home. Can we have a peek?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. This is a stunner. It's very modern, isn't it?
It's only a year old.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, it has got some modern design features, I suppose. The panel roofing is a clear example of that. It's all built on a 50mm steel frame.
Oh, right.
And we did that to try to maximise our internal space as much as we could. We could batten it out and lose 100mm, just little things, but yeah.
Design-wise too, we just wanted something clean lines and simple, easy to look at and be in and easy to clean, and so we just liked not having too much clutter.
Yeah. This couch just looks so comfortable. It looks like it's ready to just eat you.
That's pretty much what it does.
Yeah.
It's real good.
There's been lots of naps on that couch. So.
And I really like the way that this tiny house is just so open to the outdoors as well. Standing inside here, it still just feels in a way like an extension of your outdoor space.
Yeah, lots of windows.
Awful to clean.
But worth it for the views.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, 100%. And we don't really have a winter in Queensland as such. So it's always doors open, let nature in as much as we can.
Yep.
And when we were looking at tiny house designs, there was one that we sort of roughly based this design off of that had a huge picture window, and that just got my attention from the beginning, and so that's why we've got that big picture window there. But then having as much open space at the front so we can look at the creek was... we didn't even bother noticing where north, south, east, west was, because, you know, people like to locate their homes according to those things. We knew we wanted to be looking at the creek. So.
Absolutely. I love this kitchen. What a great looking design.
We're very happy with it. We thought it would be too claustrophobic, I suppose, or too small, but it does everything that we want it to do, and then it's probably got too much storage, really,
Right.
in a way. I mean,
It's exceptionally tidy.
We only recently built this shelf here, and so a lot of the books and stuff was stacked on the end of the bench, and
Right.
that was something that we wanted to do. And again, fantastic motivation to have you guys come. So it was really important to me to have a big bench and a big space for prep and space for people to sit on one side while you're in the kitchen. But both of us can actually fit there. And I modelled it off of a kitchen that I lived in years and years ago that was even smaller than that, but it had a great flow and function. And the U-shape just works brilliantly.
Yeah.
But we've opted to go for no cabinet, you know, drawer pulls and door openers to keep it sort of looking simple and clean and not get caught on anything. And I think we got the only fridge that would fit in that space that could also be built in,
Yeah, the built-in fridge does look really good. That's a very
Yeah.
tidy feature.
and we didn't do the cabinetry, but very, very happy with the supplier.
My requirement was we have to get as much storage in that kitchen as possible. There is a little dead corner over there, but for the most part it works really, really well. And some of the storage is really tall. I just get big tall man to get that for me.
I am useful.
Sometimes, yeah.
Nice to have a purpose.
It is, even if it is just for my height.
Yeah. I really like the design of that sink too.
Yeah, that took some hunting to find what I wanted, but it was worth it, I think, because it functions really well. It's multi-purpose. It's easy to open up the things that are on there and have a big space for, and when Tony makes cheese, they're massive pots. So it's nice to have a big sink to do washing up in.
Absolutely. And through the little hallway there, I'm guessing we have your bedroom. Can we have a look at that?
Certainly can.
Alrighty. Wow. This is a very brave design choice.
Well,
We had initially decided before we put it in to get frosted glass with a heavier frosting in the middle and fading out. And then we couldn't do glass because it was going to be too heavy and there was no glass manufacturer that would actually do it for us.
Right.
So we ended up going with this perspex. And we were still going to put the frosting decal on it, and then it just never got done. And then we decided, well, we don't really need it because when people come over, we can close the curtains off so that they feel like there's a bit of privacy. But yeah, it works for us.
Yeah, I actually love it as a design choice. I think it looks fantastic. It makes the room feel more expansive, and you've done such beautiful design in that bathroom. It's quite nice to be able to celebrate it more.
Yeah, we really like the substance that we've used on the walls and the floor. It's called Virock, and it's a concrete composite board, I suppose. And the Virock is it's imperfect, and we like that. We like that feature because the rest of the house is very clean lines, and we wanted that little bit of industrial feeling as well.
Yeah, it does add this beautiful sort of natural texture to the room, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, it's an amazing product. It's nice. We bring the same cabinetry from the kitchen back into this room as well. So matching bench tops and push drawers and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're happy with it.
I think it's such an unusual design choice, but strangely, I think it really does work in here. It almost steals the show from this lovely bedroom.
Yeah, well, we didn't actually want to focus too much in the bedroom area. We wanted to push as much space out into the communal living area as we could. So we made this as narrow as functionally possible. And we've got great storage in here, but we don't really spend a lot of time in here.
You have done such a great job building storage into every little nook and cranny of this home. The whole back wall there, this whole wall, there's just storage absolutely everywhere.
Part of utilising all the space is going upwards, and because I'm not tall, we found these really great pull-down clothes rails that you could install. So they're installed in all of the hanging section, so I can just pull that down and hang clothes up easily, which makes it so much better. And we get to use that upper space that normally is left unused,
What a great idea. You have an outdoor shower as well here, don't you?
Correct, yeah. That's our main bathroom is outside.
Yeah, we use it 99% of the time.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to shower under the stars and to look at the bush, and saves having to clean this shower too. So it works really well.
Yeah, absolutely. So how long have you been living here now?
About 13 months now.
And how are you finding the spaces working for you?
I don't know how you could live in brick and mortar anymore. Freeing is a word I use, yeah.
And the space functions really well too. I think having the time to, as we're building, sort of tweak the plans a little bit and figure out how we like to live has been great because it functions beautifully. I don't think I would change anything about it.
Yeah.
So.
You both really downsized to do this together, and it must be quite a tremendous lifestyle change living here now. What's that been like for you?
Liberating, it's great. It is, and I used that word before, but it's freeing. You don't need all the clutter. There's stuff in the cupboards we put in there 13 months ago that we haven't used.
Yeah.
And what's it doing there?
Yeah, I think I come from a place where I really looked at minimalism and thought, I really like that concept, but I don't think I can do that. And taking this step sort of forced me to do that. And I realised that I had a bit of a scarcity mindset. I'd come from a place where I didn't have a lot for a long time, so you hang on to things thinking you might need that again. But it just creates clutter and it feels burdensome. So I feel like there's been this weight lifted off of me to come home and to know that I'm coming home to a place and I know what's in the cupboards and I know where everything is and I don't have to think about it. It's liberating, like Tony said. It's a wonderful feeling. And there's so little to do. So there's much more spare time to do the things that we like. So.
Yeah. And what are you doing with that spare time now?
We plan our next trips away. I do a lot of reading, whether it's for professional or for pleasure. I do that. We don't have a television, so we spend a lot of time just chatting on the couch in the evening. It's just nice to be in a nice little bubble. And because we both work with people constantly, and it takes a toll, that being in people's business and hearing horror stories and seeing really sad things.
Yeah.
It's nice to have this bubble that we can come to, and we're not sort of influenced by any other awful stories.
Yeah. Becomes a sanctuary for you in a way.
It does, yeah. And I think we protect it quite fiercely.
Yeah, fair enough.
I also like to plan our next thing we're going to build.
Yeah.
Hot water system, hot tub.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. The fun stuff.
The thing. What can we make? What thing can we make?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's definitely a joining of two lives, and we built it together, and we've designed it together. It's been a labour of love.
Yeah. To me, it symbolises our partnership as well. Like, being together has been really wonderful because we have similar values, we share things, ideals. It has been a culmination of all of that. I think a lot of people don't understand what it's like to let go of all of the worldly goods sort of stuff, the house and all the belongings. They feel like that sets you afloat or adrift in life, when actually, no, it anchored us back to what's most important. And that's been really an amazing process.
Can we talk about the cost that was involved in building your home?
We think it's probably around about the $150,000 mark.
Yeah.
But that includes everything that we're seeing. So that's the solar package, the batteries, the off-grid system as well.
You can see that everything in here is exceptionally high quality.
We think we've done quality. It's a long-term project. It's not a...
Yeah.
We just don't want to turn around and sell it. It's our home.
It's our forever home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it that being off-grid during a power cut, your home is the only one lit up in the place. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is.
Feeling.
Well, that's the reason we wanted to show our home to you, because I'm hoping that it's the way forward for some people. It doesn't have to be all the same.
Yeah. And looking to the future, you've got some really exciting projects lined up for the property. Where is your next travel to, though?
So next travel is Vanuatu for 10 days.
Beautiful.
And so we're going over there for a work project, and we're delivering recycled lithium batteries and solar power into homes into remote Vanuatu.
Very cool.
And that allows the ability to still charge their mobile phones and to have
Great.
small things. So that's
and to have lights at night and things like that.
I think it's purpose. It's a piece of purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to get away from the madness of every day. So it's a purpose trip. And then follow the map. We're going to walk in New Zealand. Yeah.
Love it. Well, I just think you have created the most beautiful home here. Already, the place is spectacular, and I love that for you as well, Tiff. This is a beautiful way of revisiting a place that has such family connection to you. I love that you're able to be here for your mother, and I just think that this is a wonderful life that you have both created for yourselves. Thank you both so much for sharing your home with me.
You're welcome.
Thanks, mate.
This house is absolutely everything that a home should be. Tiff and Tony have done the most remarkable job building this space, and I love that they have crafted a home that so perfectly aligns with their values and who they are as humans. I really feel that in today's culture and today's society, the family unit doesn't mean what it used to. And it's one of the reasons why I've always advocated for multi-generational living, and I love that this place so beautifully enacts that. I love the way that Tiff is able to be here for her mother, and that they're able to share resources in this space to make everyone's lives better. This really is a really beautiful home and a really beautiful living situation that they've created for themselves.